Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to Harchan's online session. I am the host of today. My name is Erica, and I will begin with some opening remarks, introducing some participant guidelines and session flow, and then I will hand up this to our teacher, Charlotte, today. So welcome, and for those of you who this is the first time of your experience with Harchan, we are a global spiritual organization that shares the ancient teachings and practice of Chan meditation. We are a non-religious spiritual practice. And if you want to know more about us, please feel free to go to our website, harchan.org, or our Facebook page for more information. For today's session, please find a private, quiet, and dedicated place with least interruptions and distractions to attend this session. So today's session will be composed of 3 parts. First will be the teachers sharing and lecturing, and then followed by Q&A with the participants, and then finally, roughly half an hour will be guided meditation. So during the second part of the Q&A, please submit your questions via the chat function to me on Zoom, and then I will present your questions to the instructor. This is to minimize the disturbance for the entire session, so that we would prefer to handle the Q&A through like you typing in the questions and I feed it into the teacher. But if for any reasons it's more convenient for you to speak, please ask me to unmute your microphone. So once the final part of the guided meditation starts, please feel free to meditate as long as you feel comfortable. And you can exit at any time. Please make a silent exit if you plan to leave before the completion of the full session. And finally, we ask you to kindly do not record any session, as Harchan has the proprietary rights for all these classes and contents. So now I'm just gonna hand this off to our teacher, Charlotte, today. She is connecting from New York. Charlotte, you're up.
Okay.
Yes, perfect. We can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Erica, for making the introduction. Good evening, everyone. Welcome. And thank you for joining us for today's Harchan meditation practice online. My name is Charlotte. I am a teacher and a volunteer at the New York Harchan Meditation Center for the last several years. And I also have been practicing Harchan meditation for more than 26 years. It certainly is very exciting to get back to teaching again by connecting with everybody online. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And since this is our first online meeting, also there are a lot of new practitioners joining us. So I figure I will use this session to visit the basics and also take the time to share how I encounter Harchan practice and how I found benefits in the beginning of my practice. So I think about a year before I started practicing, my mother started practicing Harchan. She started by taking classes at meditation centers in Taiwan. Within a couple of months, she found it to be very beneficial. So she really liked it. And naturally, she would just, get me to join her to start the practicing Harchan meditation. But my memory about my mother was that for more than 10 years before she started practicing, she often had many health issues. I remember she used to have a lot of physical pain and discomfort, a lot of complaints about that. Also, about a year before she started practicing, she started experiencing menopause. So as we all know, that is a very challenging time in a woman's life. She was experiencing a lot of physical hormonal changes that's causing a lot of discomfort, and also emotionally it was also it was quite affected. She was having quite a bit of mood swings. She would lose temper when she was talking to me. So when she started asking me to go meditate with her, my initial response was that, no, thank you. You go ahead. I won't stop you, but I'm not interested. But so as she, so afterwards, she actually continued to practice on her own by continuing in the classes without me realizing that she had continued practicing Harchan. So for the next several months, I noticed a few changes about her since we lived together. And I noticed that she started singing more around the house. And I can tell from her singing that she's happy. She's in a good mood often. And another thing I noticed is that her mood swings decreased to, I almost never noticed that anymore. She would stop losing her temper when she's talking to me, and she would stop giving me a hard time for no reason. So that was certainly a very nice discovery. A third thing I noticed about her was that she also almost completely stopped complaining about physical pain and discomforts. She stopped asking me to fetch her medicine, stopped asking me to make appointments for doctors, that she needs to have another visit. So these few changes about her actually caused me to get closer to her, to be closer to her. I started liking her more. I want to spend time with her. And at that time, she asked me again to go with her to the meditation classes. I did not want to say no. Not because I know what Harchan meditation is. I didn't have any information at that point, but because I'm closer to her now. I like her. I want to spend time with her. So that's the time I started my first meditation classes, by simply joining her. And it was quite a bit of a surprise during my first meditation class. I went in, didn't know what to expect, but I thought I would have a pretty boring experience. I might fall asleep in the meditation session, but on the contrary, I actually could not keep my eyes closed for up to 5 minutes during my very first meditation session in class. I actually was feeling quite a bit of restlessness and a heating sensation. It was getting hot during that 5 minutes. And also I even noticed a little bit of anxiety in me, which I never noticed before as a young adult. So that was that surprising experience actually ignited some curiosity in me. So that curiosity actually led me to want to find out more, want to learn a little bit more about this meditation practice. And it brought me back to class over and over again. About the first couple of months during my practice, of course, during that time, I didn't know much. All I learned was belly breathing. But after 2 months after practicing belly breathing, I noticed the first physical benefit I received from the Harchan practice, which was that since I was a baby, I always had asthma, pretty bad asthma attacks, up until I was 18, 19-year-old. So these frequent asthma attacks often come at night. And when it happens, I won't be able to sleep in bed. I won't be able to lie down at all. So usually during those nights of attacks, I would just go between staying awake and falling asleep on the desk. That was my life before, living with the asthma attacks. And then 2 months after I started practicing belly breathing, I noticed myself sleeping in bed for the whole night, most of the nights. So that was such a blessing. I never realized I could have quality of life like this, so that's really encouraging. That's my first experience of the physical benefits from Harchan meditation. And that allowed me to find some confidence and also some gratitude toward the practice. And of course, after that, I started practicing more diligently and also with more confidence. So afterwards, a few months after that, I believe, yes, a few months after I started sleeping in bed, I also had the first experience of the mental effects Harchan practice had on me. One day I received a negative comment from a friend, and a few minutes after that, receiving that comment, I happened to be home alone, not doing anything specific. So over the several minutes after that, I noticed that the skin and the muscles in the back of my neck and shoulder started tensing up, giving this stressed, uncomfortable feeling. And I wasn't sure what it was, so just simply let it be. But then a short moment after that, I realized I was feeling angry about my friend's comment about me. So that was very interesting discovery. I realized with that experience, I realized that anger happens, and then there's a physical reaction, bodily reaction to this anger, negative effects, stress and tightening of the body, of the muscles, of the body parts. And then after that, we may or may not realize that we are angry about something. So that was very interesting and an invaluable discovery on myself. From that day on, I started paying more attention, be more mindful of my intentions, of my mood, of my feelings. And I tried to incorporate, meditation, especially belly breathing, by not keeping myself staying in that angered state and continue to have a negative physical effect, allowing that anger to have a negative effect on my physical body. So this really is quite beneficial. When we get angry, we are actually the first ones to suffer from that anger being generated. Our body's detox mechanism start being compromised. The absorption of nutrients start being compromised. Of course, as we already know, we sleep less, sleep worse. Also, the mind is, of course, is functioning less clearly. And if we happen to make decisions or have actions during an anger state, then we might, very positively, very possibly make a bad decision, or make a regretful, have a regretful action that we might regret later. So these things are something to keep in mind, in the future as you continue your practice. Okay, so So now, first things first, let's get into meditation. I do have a few things to share from the meditation practices. And before we get into the physical posture, I like to share with you a few stretches. Okay, one of the the first stretch I can show you is that we can start in the meditative posture of your choice, either full lotus or half lotus or easy lotus. You can choose from one of the three. And as you are in the meditative posture, just simply use your right palm to grab onto your right knee, okay, stably, and then simply let your body fall leftward, fall to the left, and the head falling to the left. Okay. This will allow a pretty deep stretch on the right side of your neck and shoulder, even a little bit of the arm. You can stay here for as long as you like. Always stay a minute or two in the stretch. That will allow the full effect to take place. And then after that, you can rotate your face forward, let it fall forward, allowing the stretch to happen in the back of the neck and shoulder. And then afterwards, you can rotate the head backwards, okay, allowing the stretch to happen in the front of your neck and shoulder. Okay. Now let's try it on the other side, using the left palm, grabbing onto the left knee, okay, stably, and then simply tilt to the right side, allowing the head to fall to the right side naturally, okay, stretching the neck and shoulder. Rotate the head backwards, okay, stretching the front. And then rotate the head forward, stretching the back of the knees, stretching the back of the neck and shoulders. Okay, and now let me show you the next stretch, okay? Also in the meditative posture, okay, with a straight spine, okay? Let's say this is your spine, okay? You can start stretching by slowly tilting the head forward, okay? Let the head curl forward, and the neck follows forward, and then the upper torso curl forward. Okay, continue this slow motion, and bringing your forehead to the ground as close as you can. Keep curling forward, keep curling your torso forward until your head reaching close to the ground. Okay, and every part of your spine is curled and stretched. Okay, and please make sure when you do this stretch, your hips are staying on the ground the whole time. And this stretch, you can stay there for as long as you like. This is a full body stretch that stretches your neck, the whole spine, and also it's a deep stretch in your glutes and your outer thighs. And we know that there's some important energy channels going through your outer thighs. So by doing this deep full body stretch, you can lift your physical energy, during the day. So please give it a try, and use this as a way to reward yourself. Give your body a stretch before and after each of your session. Okay. Now, let me share a few things about the physical posture that might allow you to sit a little longer and more easily. The first thing I can share with you was that during the physical posture, when you get into the meditative position, this is your spine, this is your head, okay? And because our lower back is usually carries more weight, okay? especially if you're sitting for a long time. So a lot of the time we would notice that your lower back would collapse a little bit because of lack of strength. So before you get into meditation, I like you to push forward using the muscles in your back, push the lower back forward, okay? And let it straighten a little bit and allow the lower back area allow your lower torso area to stay supported the whole time during meditation. So the meditative posture, the position is a well-supported position. It's not a completely relaxed position. So please keep this in mind. And it will actually maintain your alignment better over time. And as you practice meditation over and over again, over a longer period of time, you will notice that your posture becomes better, improves, even during your daily life, and your alignment is better. And a lot of people notice that the physical pain also disappears. So please give that a try, okay? And another thing is that after you get into this upright meditative position, okay, this is your spine, okay, and now you're sitting on the floor, right? So before you start meditating, I like you to, without compromising the alignment that you already achieved, just simply lean forward with your spine a little bit, okay, lean forward. So this will bring the center of your weight closer to the center of the points of contacts with the ground, okay? Meaning your knees and your butt. So that will improve, that will bring more stability, and you will be able to sit a little longer this way, okay? And let me talk about the tongue. I have something to share with you about the tongue. Starting from the basic, okay? The tongue position for meditation is that, let's say this is your tongue, okay? This is the roof of your mouth, and these are the teeth, the upper teeth. These are your upper teeth. So during meditation, before meditation, please always fold your tongue upward and backward and let it simply relax and rest next to the roof of your mouth. So the tip of your tongue is pointing backwards toward the back of your throat. Okay? And over time, you might notice that you will be able to reach your tongue a little further, touching the soft palate of the roof of your mouth, and that would be a good position to be. So simply let your tongue rest in that position the whole time during meditation. Okay. One interesting things I get to share with you was that our saliva, as we know, has a lot of enzymes and hormones in the saliva. It's a complex composition. I won't go into that, but there's one amino acid that exists in our saliva being generated by our body. It's called the phenylalanine. And this specific amino acid has antidepressant and stress relieving and also pain reducing effect on our body, on our mind. And when we're in a calmer, more focused state, as you know, the body will, function better, and the amount of this amino acid in our saliva will increase. And also, as our curl the tongue backwards, the amino acid will simply get absorbed under tongue and go straight into our blood flow, and having the effect, the pain relieving effect. So this is something very interesting background information. It might help you to remember curling the tongue during meditation sessions. Also during the day, if you're not speaking or eating, you can also try keeping the tongue in that position. and see, you know, if you can keep it there. It might just have a calming effect of the mind and the body. Okay. Okay, now something I'd like to mention about the eyes. You know, there are a lot of muscles, nerves around the eyes, around our eyes, and the eyes is definitely the window to our soul. And also, this area is also one of the areas that very easily to be affected by stress. When we're stressed, when we're angry, when we're worrying, when we're sad, we tend to really tense up the muscles around, and decreasing blood flow and also increasing wrinkles. So I'd like you to pay a little, you know, take a moment to pay attention to the eyes as you prepare to start meditation. Okay, let the eyes be relaxed and looking forward, and the gaze falling onto the ground about several feet in front of you. This is the most relaxed eye position. And then just allow the eyelids to fall gently, resting on top of the eyes. Okay, and pay attention, you know, use a short moment to pay attention to the muscles around the eyes, allowing it to relax, okay, not tense up. And then we can, this will be one of the preparations you can do at the beginning of your each session, okay? Now, let me introduce the two mudras we will be using today. Okay? The first one, the most important one, is the diamond lotus mudra. Okay, the mudra is formed by putting the two palms together, okay, the fingers touching, and drawing the palms close to each other without pressing tight, okay, leaving a little space, and let the thumbs forming a cross, right thumb on top of the left, okay, and bring this mudra to the center of your heart, right in front of the chest bone, lightly touching. Okay. And then moving the mudra to between the eyebrows, okay, touching a little bit, the third eye chakra. And then afterwards, bring the mudra back to the heart chakra. So every time you form this mudra, I'd like you to first pay attention, bring all your attentions to the center of your palms, letting the two energy center draw close. Okay. And this would be a good way to calm yourself down, focus at the palms, giving it a moment, allowing the energy to connect between the left and right. And then also by drawing the mudra close to your heart, you'll be able to bring your attention, bring your focus into the heart chakra. Okay, the heart chakra is where our spirit resides, is the point inside in the center of our chest, between the spine and the chest bone. Okay. That's a small area. That's where the heart chakra is. So every time you form this mudra, after gathering your attention in the center of your palms, you can bring the attention, bring your focus into the heart chakra. And this will allow you to open your heart and start receiving the positive energy from the universe. Okay? And so always do this with the diamond lotus mudra. Then afterwards, always by bringing the mudra to the center in between the eyebrows, we make connection with the third eye chakra. Okay, and that's the chakra that has higher energy. So by doing this, we allow that to make connection between the heart chakra, the spirit, and the higher realm, the higher energy. So when you bring the mudra into the eyebrows, always pay attention to this point a little bit behind the skin, okay, into the head, okay. That's the third eye mudra, okay. So it's not just a motion, but it's actually making a connection to the third eye chakra. Okay. And then when you draw the mudra back to the heart with a light bow, and that's how we start and end each meditation session. Now the second chakra, the second mudra is what we will use during meditation. I'd like to introduce you the Grand Perfection Mudra. It's formed like this by the thumb and index finger, the tip of the two fingers touching very gently, forming a ring. Okay. And then the three other fingers relax straight, and the palm facing upwards like this. And then simply place the mudras on top of your knees or thighs, where it's comfortable. Just like doing this, okay? On top of thighs. And during meditation, you might notice energy flowing between the tip of the two fingers, okay? And that means the energy flow has started. So just let it happen, you know. You don't have to bring too much focus onto that. This will allow you, this mudra allows you to also to open and receive the energy from higher realms. Okay? And also, it also allows you to keep your focus during the meditation session. And also during meditation, you just let the shoulder and knee relax. And mudra is certainly an extension of your shoulder and knees. Now, let me get into belly breathing, the most basic part of Harcha meditation. Belly breathing is the easiest way to allow ourselves to practice bringing the attention inward. Okay. So, by practicing belly breathing, we can simply bring the attention inward, and also practice and cultivate our focus, you know, inward better. Let's start by going through the belly breathing. What you need to do is simply by sensing the breath, sensing the clean, cool air going into your nose, hitting the back of your throat, and then allowing the clean, cool air going all the way down into the lungs. At the same time, I would like you to gently expand the belly, your belly. Okay? In the beginning, you can even use the abdominal muscles to expand the belly a little bit, gradually, slowly, during inhalation. That will allow the diaphragm to lower, and also allow the lungs to stretch and expand further, and the air will go into the deepest part of the lungs. Afterwards, during exhalation, simply try to contract your belly. And you can, in the beginning, you can also use your abdominal muscle to contract the belly a little bit, gradually, slowly. And that this simply moves the air out of the lung, out of the nose. And you can feel the warm air carrying waste out of the lung, outside of your nose. So this will be a very easy sensation for you to follow, to keep your attention on. We will practice later, okay? So now, a few more things to share. Let me think about it. And so during belly breathing, a very important point is that please keep paying attention and let your chest and let your shoulder stay relaxed. No movement at all during breathing. simply allow your belly to move. Simply allow your belly to expand and contract, and that will drive the air in and out of your body. And this will be the key to belly breathing. No movement of the shoulder and the chest. Just allow it to stay relaxed. This also is called the opposite breathing, because instead of using the chest and the shoulder tensing up, you actually let the shoulder and chest stay relaxed the whole time and just use your belly to breathe. A very good and a very important benefit of belly breathing is that it allows the air to reach deeper into the lungs, because our lungs are actually very big organs, and it goes deep into almost the abdominal area. So by expanding the belly, lowering the diaphragm, we fully utilize the lungs and allowing the air to go deeper, allowing the oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange, allow the nutrient and waste exchange to fully take place. And also, as you are breathing deep into the belly, also realize that the air not just going through deep into your lung, but it's also the energy exchange happening at the lung, and the clean air, the nutrient, the cleansing energy is going deeper, nourishing the whole belly area, and also going throughout the whole body. Okay, please realize that as you practice belly breathing. Okay. Now, so let's continue to talk about belly breathing. Think a few more things to talk about. So the goal to practice belly breathing, one thing is to bring your attention inward, and a second goal to keep in mind is that to work and allow your breath to go longer, smoother, and slower over time, and this will have a lot of health effect, and physical and mental health effect. Our breath and our mind are inter-influential. The mind can have an effect on our breath. It can, when we're having a negative mood, when we're angry, or when we're feeling restless, feeling anxious, our breath can become very shallow, very short, or irregular. And also by the same token, as we elongate and make our breath smoother and longer, more peaceful, we also have an effect on our mind. Our mind will calm down and become more peaceful, more focused, and more clear. And of course, the oxygen will go, to all over the brain to nourish all the brain cells and allowing, better thinking, better brain functioning. So that's also one of the benefits of belly breathing. Okay, now so let's talk about the, let's see, what else do I need to talk about? Okay, now let's allow a few minutes for you to ask some questions, and I will open the next few minutes, and if you have any questions, please feel free to write it down in the chat session, and Erica will let me know. Okay, and so while we're waiting for the questions, let's use this few minutes to relax our legs and prepare for the guided meditation session. Okay, can simply relax your legs and use your palm, with a little bit curved palm, can simply pad the legs, allowing the blood flow to flow back into your legs and thighs, and also readjusting your position. Okay, and you can also do some of the stretches, or if you have some of the stretches you like, you can do that right now. Okay. So is there any questions? Erica, is there any questions coming in?
I haven't seen any. So yeah, maybe we can wait for a moment or more. And then, yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to put in the chat or just send a message to me directly, either way.
Okay, sure. So while we're waiting for questions to come in, I'd like to, share a few other points. During the session today, I'd like you to gently keep nudging yourself out of your comfort zone, either physically or mentally. You don't have to, achieve it with one try. As every time you notice that you have lost your focus, you have your focus has brought elsewhere from your breath, you're thinking about something else, then you can simply bring it back. Let the thought go and bring it back to the breath by simply sensing the air flowing in and out of your body. And this is a very good way to improve your focus. And also it will help you in the future to find all the chakras inside your body. Okay. And by pushing yourself over and over gently out of the comfort zone, you will allow changes to happen, either physically or mentally. Okay. If you feel some physical strain, you can simply switch your legs or simply relax yourself, release yourself from the meditative posture for several seconds. Even just a few seconds of changing the posture will help you, help your body to relax quite a bit. And you will be able to, after a few seconds, to get back into meditative posture and simply continue your meditative session. When you need to relax your body, relax your legs, or switch legs, you can simply do this by keeping your eyes closed, without changing the upright position, and simply switch legs or relax them for a short moment. That will allow you to get back to meditation very easily and allow you to have a longer session. And also, of course, longer session does bring better benefits afterwards. Okay.
So, sister, I do have one question.
Okay.
Could you share some tips to make the belly breathing smoother or longer?
Okay. Yes, this is a very good question, and that's a lot of people, that's something a lot of people would ask in the beginning of their practice. I think the first key to allowing your breath to improve and become longer and smoother is by practicing over time. Simply by repetition, a daily repetition, you will over time, over a matter of weeks or months, you will notice that your breath changing, the movement of your breath changing. You will notice that in the beginning it might be very difficult for you to keep your shoulder relaxed and not moving during belly breathing. You might still want to move them. You might still want to move the chest, because this is what we are used to. So that simply comes over time by keep practicing, keep relaxing the shoulder and the chest area, letting it, go without movement. And by simply expanding gradually and contracting, expanding the belly gradually during inhalation, and contracting the belly during exhalation, you can simply bring the airflow in and out of your body. Okay. So a lot of times you might notice that you feel a little bit out of breath, and that's perfectly normal. You simply just, you can simply bring your attention back to the breath by following the clean, cool air going into the nose, passing the back of the throat, going deep into the trachea and into the lungs, filling the lungs, letting the lungs expanding, elongating, lower as your belly expanding. Okay. So another thing that you can notice is that the air flow goes. It takes time for the air to go through this pretty long distance. So you can simply pay close attention to the air as the air enter the nose. You can pay attention to that and pay close attention when it's hitting the back of your throat, and also pay close attention as your lung expanding, elongating gradually. Okay. And also by using the abdominal muscles, expanding and contracting the belly, you train the muscles to move slowly, okay, and train the belly to expand more slowly and gradually. And also allow the inhalation and exhalation to be about the same in length. So you don't inhale too fast. You should inhale slowly and exhale at about the same length of time. During exhalation, there's no need to, push all the air out of the lungs. It is, after all, impossible. You can leave about 20% of the air in the lungs, and then at that time you just gradually, slowly start the inhalation again. Okay, in and out, slowly and gradually, and over time you'll be able to focus nothing else but only on breath, and the breath will simply go slower. Because that's when the body is relaxed. When the mind is focused, the breath will simply become slower and smoother. Also, during the meditation, while you're practicing breathing, if you happen to notice your meditative posture changes, sometimes a lot of stress accumulated over the years in the shoulder. So after 10-20 minutes of meditation, you might find your shoulders tensing up. So at this time, you can simply let it relax and then bring your attention back to breathing. Okay. Sometimes you might notice that when you're having a distracting thought, and the thought happens to be a stressful one, and you might notice yourself, the eyebrows start frowning, start squeezing together, or your jaw start to clench tighter. So upon noticing that, you can simply try and relax the muscles in your eye and eyebrow area. Try to relax the jaws, okay, by simply keeping the teeth close to each other, aligned to each other, and the tongue resting and pointing to the back of the throat. Okay. And then always bring your attention, bring your focus back to the air, going in, going through clean, cool air, going through your airway deep into the belly, and then carrying warm air with waist outwards. Okay. Any other questions?
Thank you. That's all the questions I got for now.
Okay, sounds good. So let's go ahead and start the guided meditation session. Let's practice and improve on our belly breathing. Okay. Let's go ahead and start it. I will continue to guide you. Please form Diamond Lotus Mudra. Okay. Bring your attention to the center of your palms, letting the energy between the left and right connect and unite. Okay. And bring Diamond Lotus Mudra to your heart. Okay. Gently close your eyes. Keep all your attention at the center of your palms for a moment, allowing the energy of yin and yang to connect. At the same time, allow your heart, your mind to gradually calm down. Now, please bring all your attention from your palms into the heart, connecting with the heart chakra. That little space in the center of your chest, between your spine and your chest bone. Keep all your attentions there at the heart chakra. Now, please, with happy and grateful thoughts, with a happy and very grateful heart, allow your heart chakra to open wide and be ready to receive the positive energies from the universe. Continue focusing at the heart. Now, please bring your mudra to in between the eyebrows, touching the third eye chakra, making connection. Now, please bring mudra back to the heart. And with a light bow, we start today's session. Now, please form Grand Perfection Mudra. Okay. Thumb and index finger touching, resting palms up, resting on top of your knees. Now keep your eyes closed. Please fold your tongue upward and backward and resting next to the roof of your mouth. Now use a short moment to pay attention to your eye area, letting it relax and open, especially the area of the third eye chakra, allowing it to relax and open. Okay. Use a short moment to pay attention to your sitting posture, making sure the neck is aligned. You can bring your chin backwards a little bit, allowing the neck to achieve better alignment. Then gently nudge your lower back forward, so your lower back is better supported. Let all the muscles in the neck and shoulder relax and simply drop down. Now bring all your attention to the clean, cool air flowing into your nose, passing and cleansing your throat, reaching deep through the trachea all the way to the deepest end of your lungs. At the same time, very gently expanding your belly. And during exhalation, gently contract your belly, letting the warm air carrying waste, leaving the body. Let the shoulder and the chest stay relaxed. And no movement. For today's session, I'd like you to be generous to yourself and give the time your body and your mind need to reach this wonderfully relaxed and focused state. Okay, I wish you good luck, and please continue on your own.